Southern Woods and Waters TV. That's where you want to be. Foggy mornings in the field, come the creek with rod and reel, doing what we love in Tennessee. Patriot Demolition presents Southern Woods and Waters with Hugh McNaughton and Brandon Dowdy. Also being brought to you by Sniper Hunting Products, Deer 30 Minerals, Candy Fork Outdoors, Weststone Cry-Like Realtors, TWRA, Capital Sportsman, Nashville Marine, Davidson Farmers Co-op, Courtney's Restaurant and Catering, Mowing and More, CVA, Wilson Bank and Trust, Flowers Processing and Garden Center, X Outdoor Products, and Hunter Up.
All right, welcome everyone to this Thursday night's edition of, but until we say that, I'm Hugh McNaughton.
And I'm Brandon Dowdy.
And we are
Southern Woods and Waters.
Once again, we find ourselves fortunate enough to have it.
And I'm fortunate enough to have you back here tonight.
I'm in saving grace, buddy. I tell you what, you did awesome.
I was only like really red for about the first 5 minutes.
But you did great.
So people can always tell if I'm nervous or not.
You got red too.
I didn't get red till after that.
Hey, we got a great show for you tonight. I'm going to tell you, it's sorry to say deer season's over.
It is. That's it. It's a wrap.
Bye-bye and went.
It's a wrap. Unless you want to travel out of state somewhere for a few weeks, you're done.
Or you can go to Alabama.
Yeah, you can go to Alabama.
I think they're open until what, July 4th weekend or something like that?
They're rutting down there in L.A. right now.
Yeah, lower Alabama.
Yeah.
But you know, it's seasons are closing. I mean, and it closed on one of the coldest notes I think I've ever known.
I tell you what,
it was cold.
We were talking earlier. It felt like we were living in Alaska or something.
It was that bad. But I still say that everybody had a pretty good year.
Yeah, I think it was a great year. Seemed like, you know, there was the youth. I think one of the biggest things for me this year
kicked tail.
You know, when the youth season happened this year, just the way that it all came together with the weather, that was just one of the neatest weekends, I thought.
And I got to give a big shout out to Bubba Spickard out there. He tried hard. He finally got a couple.
He did.
I think he had GMC written all over him.
he picked up the mirror and stuff, you know, before he took the picture, so it was all right.
It was okay.
Yeah, it was all right when he got done.
Hey, it is getting. You know, a lot of people put their guns and bows and muzzle loaders up. Tree stands getting hung back up, and they're gonna put them in the garage. But people are starting to bring out those old rod and reels.
Time to go fishing.
Time to change the line, and you know, you got some lures you need to take a toothbrush to, change hooks, and do some of that stuff. I mean, it's manly time around the old TVs with clean them up a little bit, and so. It's time for the show season to start.
It is.
And we've got a great one this weekend.
We do. We got a good show.
Actually, it starts today. Started today.
Yeah.
So we've got the Nashville Boat Show up here at the new convention center, and by all recollection, this is one of the biggest ones I've seen them do.
Yeah, I believe I heard there were over 90 vendors.
91 vendors.
91 vendors. Yeah.
Yeah, I just read the list, and bad thing is you know you're old when you know about every one of them on there.
That's a good thing. Yeah.
It is okay. It's okay, but they've either been on the show or been talking to me about the show. But we've got a lot of vendors coming too. We've got our guest tonight is Tim, and Tim, I've known Tim. I think Moby Dick was a minute. No, you was actually using him for bait.
That's what it was, yeah. I was going for the big ones that day.
But, you know, Tim's been an avid fisherman on our local waters, Old Hickory, Percy Priest mainly. But you do a lot around there. Centennial, I know you. I've seen you out there.
Yeah, oh yeah. I fish Cheatham a lot also.
Cheatham, I've seen you cheating at Cheatham.
Well, not really, but I mean, yeah. But anyway, no.
You was using a lure nobody else could use.
Yeah. Well, you know.
You got to do.
When your eyes bulge, you know, you got a problem. So you got to use electric, you know.
That's right.
I'm giving my secrets away here.
But Tim, you're going to be there. Now, Joey Monteleone could not make it tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So he's iced in. And I thought because I thought he still lived at his old address. I was like, yeah, right, what the fuck are you doing? But I found out he's moved.
It's correct. I helped him move 3 weeks ago, and his driveway is about this steep and about between 300 and 400 yards long. And I said, have you ever thought about what's going to happen if it snows up here? And he said, oh, it don't snow enough to worry about. I'm not going to worry about it. I said, okay. So the other day when he called me, I was going to help him with the show anyway. And he says, hey, man, I might have a problem. I said, what do you mean? He goes, I can't get out of my driveway. So anyway, here I am. But, hopefully he'll make it in before the show's over. But
well, can I do one thing?
Sure.
Joey Monteleone will be Tennesseeing you.
I mean, he gets to say it. Why can't I say it?
There you go.
But that's his slogan, and we love him for it. And we miss Joey, and I want everybody to know we miss Joey. Joey is really a great, great ambassador to the sport of fishing. He's really gotten into those kayaks and bringing it up close, and I think he's ninjaing them. I think he's using those ninja moves on those fish.
He might be. He's pretty tough at that karate too. But
he is.
He catches them. He catches them.
I think it's with those chopsticks, like grasshopper. But we're gonna miss Joey this year at the show. But Tim, you're gonna be talking. You're gonna take his place. You're doing all the seminars that Joey would normally do.
Right.
You're gonna be there. And dude, you're just as good as anybody. I mean, just as well as anybody.
Well, I appreciate that, and ironically, you're talking about what a good guy Joey was, and that's really why I'm at the show, because I wanted to start a fishing business several years ago, which I did, and before I did, I came to the show, and Joey didn't know me from Adam, and just to show you what kind of man he is, I sat down and said, hey, you got a few minutes? I wanted to ask you some questions about the guiding thing, about this, about that. I swear that man talked to me for an hour and a half.
Oh, yeah.
And he didn't know me from Adam.
No.
Yeah. And so that's just the kind of individual he is.
He is.
And last year I helped him with this, and this year it was the same game plan. Obviously we didn't know what was going to transpire, but the bottom line is that's why I'm here. And he's a great fisherman too, and I appreciate the kind words. But
he is.
It's going to be a great show. I'm confident of that. I was in there all day today, and it was really fun because we're doing casting classes, and we're also just talking to folks that got any questions at all, and they come by and you get talking to them. And the business I started is really to enhance fishing because of education. That's what I'm big into, because I've been fishing all my life, and I've really learned a tremendous amount in the last couple of years, and I just love passing that on. So that's what I was doing a lot of today, and that's what we'll be doing for the next several days.
And I'm going to leave you with one question before we go to break.
Okay.
You went all through there today. What caught your eye, Tim?
Well, being a bass fisherman, what caught my eye was...
Okay, we already know he's going to lie then.
Yeah, there you go. But I looked at all the different bass boats, and I've looked at a lot of the other kind of boats like wave ski boats and so on and so forth, which I'm not very familiar with, but it made perfect sense to me when anything you could think about boating is in that facility almost.
That's what I was thinking.
I mean, they got dock people, they got all kind of different boats, and I thought to myself, especially when I saw some of the prices of some of the boats, I thought if I was going to buy a boat, I'd really want to make sure I knew what I was doing. You can compare them. You can look at Phoenix, you can look at Ranger, you can look at Skeeter, you can look at so many different kinds, and the folks there are so knowledgeable and friendly that if you're even thinking about investing in a boat, whether it's a fishing boat or any kind of boat, they got the folks there that can really tell you what's really going on with them, and that's what impressed me. I talked to a lot of them, and I consider myself very knowledgeable, and I even learned a few things.
Well, that's what's good. And I'll tell you what, it's also we got to know that there's several deals going on there too.
Yeah,
so,
correct.
Hey, we got to take a break.
Well,
right?
we got to go over and do our weekly wild game forecast. See, Hugh's been out a week. You got to remind him what's going on.
What is the weekly
This
game
week's
forecast?
weekly wild game forecast is being brought to you by our good friends over at Wilson Bank and Trust. Just recently they celebrated 30 years.
I know.
So,
I saw that.
you know, it's just fantastic, all the things they do, you know, around the community and the ways they help people.
By the way, tell them February, what is it, February 9th?
The 9th and 10th.
9th and 10th.
We'll be there at their expo. Yeah.
At the
So come by and say hi and check it out. They have a fantastic expo every year.
So we got to carry our rocking chairs, you know that.
Yeah, we'll have to have it. But, you know, like you said, not a lot going on. In the big game hunting world, a lot of guys are out chasing rabbit and
that's what I want to talk
you know,
about.
people
Rabbit.
don't forget about these small game. You know, that's something that.
So that's good.
Yeah, it's my time to chase the rabbit. I enjoy that for a few weeks when.
Well,
when
I got my buddy Terry Peoples. I called him and he's ready to go. He says, "You just tell me the date and I'll be there with my dogs." And so we're ready to go.
We're fixing to give him some dates.
Give him some dates to go on that. Hey, squirrel season! Don't forget about squirrel either.
Yeah, no, squirrel. We need to get them boys
we
back
got
out
Deacon
chasing
Blair
again.
in the studio with us.
Yeah.
He's out here in the office. He's been hitting me up. We'll go squirrel hunting.
Well, we do want to tell everybody, come over and join us on Facebook. Follow us there. Got a lot of things going on Facebook all the time. We try to keep you up to date with what's going on, especially with these shows coming up. Got a lot of shows coming up over the next month, so follow us there. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back here in just a minute with some more Southern Woods and Waters.